All right, let's take a look at it, folks. We've still got 2 tornado warnings, Carroll County, Frederick County, and a severe thunderstorm warning for Baltimore County. Again, I just want to reiterate the concern with this situation. We've got Union Bridge, Linwood, and Uniontown, as well as Wagner's Mill in the line of these storms. And in fact, let me just head up to the wall here for a second. And again, this is of a significant concern here as we take a look at a close-in view of this storm. And again, right now, this is the most concern right here, back just south and west of Taneytown. And this is what we're watching very, very closely. Taking it out a little wider here, large bow echo here. Intense line of severe storms. Okay, that's why we have the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Baltimore County for this part of the storm. But it's this part where we may have a potential tornado. Back from the National Weather Service, take cover now into an interior room, lowest available interior room if you're in the line of this storm. And let's just pull up. Let me head back to the radar controls here. Maryland's most powerful radar. We're tracking the storm now. We've got all 5 sweeps, including our live site in Catonsville on the storm. And as I push this just a little further south, and I'll come in just a little tighter here, and we're going to talk about who is in direct path of a potential tornado here in the western part of Carroll County, really right on the Carroll County, Frederick County line. And as I head back into our funnel tracking storm mode here and take a look at this, we do have the potential of a tornado. We're actually picking up on 2 different circulations in the storm, both with at least a 25 to 50% probability of a tornado on the ground. And as we head into our towns in the path of the rotation here, New Market 36 minutes, Mount Airy we're talking about 40 minutes or so, and then down into Woodbine, Lisbon, and Damascus eventually if the storm were to hold together. There's Woodbine right there on the map. But again, just looking at this storm, and I'm going to come out just a little wider perspective here, and let me actually push this just a little further north. And you can see that really the most intense part of these storms will continue to track probably just to the immediate west of the Baltimore area, though we're going to get part of the most intense storms right down through Reisterstown and eventually down the I-795 corridor. But even Sykesville eventually will be in the line of the storm. Very concerning here, and a very intense looking line of storms. Again, just a little tighter perspective there. You can see the worst. And as we put Maryland's most powerful radar into motion, tremendous amount of lightning strikes too, but the nose of these bows, sometimes that's where you have a brief tornado spin up. And again, just to reiterate, this tornado was near Middleburg and Keysville, about 8 miles southeast of Emmitsburg, and this is moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. Now, let's take you back into our broad perspective here. Now, part of the outer edge of the storm weakening as it tracks down across the Pennsylvania line. So perhaps places like Hartford back through Cecil, we may not get a warning. But this side of the storm, very intense, and again, maybe producing a tornado. And I just got a new indicator of a new warning coming in on the facts here. Let me just take a very quick look at what we've got. All right, we now have a new tornado warning now for Howard County, as well as Montgomery County and Carroll County, and also back through Frederick. So significant. I've never seen 4 counties at one time here in central Maryland under a tornado warning, active tornado warning now. And let's just read these off to you here so you have an idea. Now again, the tornado warning for Carroll and Frederick running through 5:15 tonight. Actually also for Howard through 5:15. Let's talk about that new warning in Howard County and see what we've got here for you from the National Weather Service. South Central Carroll County, and also East Central Frederick County, Northwestern Howard, and North Central Montgomery. This is through, here's the 4:45 p.m. update. This is just in the last 3 minutes. Severe thunderstorm capable of a tornado 8 miles north of New Market. So you might say 3 miles north of New Market. It's just about 11 miles northeast of Frederick. This is now moving south at 35 miles per hour. Union Bridge, New Market, Mount Airy, Damascus, all in the line of this storm. And again, you do not want to be in any kind of mobile home or any kind of weak structure. You want to get to even a neighbor's house, potentially, if that's what it takes to get to a place of safety. Now, back into Maryland's most powerful radar, let's really take a look at this thing. Storm now moving further and further south. In fact, let's take that path off of there. And again, as we take a close look at this storm, as you look at the darker shaded, red shaded areas here, that's our most intense Doppler radar return. So that's where we could have some hail coming down the hail shaft of the storm. But it's this outer edge of the storm that's creating potential rotation and, again, our potential concerns. Take you over to our National Weather Service storm track mode and get a little better idea of this, some of the characteristics of this storm. And again, as I take a look at this thing, it is quite an impressive looking cell. At this point, it is a rotating storm. Now, one of our radar modes says no tornado. One of them does, and it is a little tricky. We've got a 90% probability of hail to at least a half an inch. This is out in the Union Bridge and Woodsboro area. And again, I can't emphasize enough that when we have this type of rotation and this intense of a storm, and let me take the lightning off. I mean, it shows the intensity, but it's almost a little distracting in a situation like this. As I take a look at this thing, it's definitely more of a south mover. And in fact, I'm going to head back up to the, let me zoom out a little bit here, and then I'm going to head back up to the wall just to give you an idea. And I want to thank the technical folk upstairs for working with me on this. If you look closely here, as this thing tracks into northwestern Carroll County, bit of a right turner here. That's one of our indications of a potential tornado. When we have that right turn, a little bit of a right turner here, that would indicate that we may well have a significant circulation with the storm, and possibly that this circulation would be on the ground. Sometimes you can have, obviously, a tornado up above that does not touch down, but we may well have that here. And again, here's our current live view, 5 sweeps scanning the storm for you here, west of Westminster. But again, Reisterstown, back through western Carroll, and then down here into Frederick County, right here on the county line. This really is our area of greatest concern. Take out a little wider, give you some perspective. Baltimore down here, line moving primarily south. So this is not tracking like steadily east toward the more immediate Baltimore area, but it is tracking south, down through Carroll County, anywhere in the western half of Carroll County. That's where you want to be taking shelter now. And if you're on one of our viewers seeing us from Frederick County, definitely place of safety now. Get to that lowest interior room. This is through 5:15. We've got another solid 20 minutes on this tornado warning. And again, just to take you back out, and I just want to put another storm track on this because, again, we can kind of take our radar here and give you a better idea on arrival times of the storm. And we're briefly going to probably bump out and start the news here, and then we'll be right back with you. But I just want to give you another quick look at this thing. And let me actually take you out just a little wider on that. I'm going to push Maryland's most powerful radar track up a little bit north. We'll go back to our tornado tracker mode. We've got about a 41% of a chance of a tornado on the ground. And then I'm going to take us back into our city track mode. And again, just to give you the latest update, you want to be taking cover right now. If you're in Woodbine, Lisbon, Sykesville, you've got less than 20 minutes. And again, these arrival times are just estimates. You can't bank on them to not be a few minutes behind. Woodbine, Lisbon, and here's the actual points. But again, West Friendship, and then also back and down through Only. So again, possible tornado on the ground here, west of Westminster, but tracking south of southeast, and eventually we'll be moving into Woodbine, Lisbon, Sykesville, West Friendship, all in the next 20 minutes or so. We're going to take just a brief break back to programming. We're going to start the news here in just a couple minutes. We'll be right back with you. But again, area of most concern here now, but northern Baltimore County, severe thunderstorm warning as well. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.